Hello there, Jose Rodriguez back again, aka J. Toolman 1949. And here you see a pile of metal. And I want to share with you that I have never bought metal from a metal company. Everything that I have, and I have tons of it, this is only a small fraction of the metal that I have accumulated through the years. And basically what I rely on is any kind of local scrapyard that will have remnants from industry that relies on CNC type machining. And usually what happens is, you end up with a big rod of material and it goes into a 5-axis machine if that's the case, and as the parts are being created, there will be a point where the last little bit of metal that's actually held in the spindle by a special collet is just really too short to allow the machine to create any other parts. So that little piece, be it a few inches long or maybe a foot long, will be discarded as scrap and usually ends up at a local scrapyard somewhere. If you live in a big city, especially an industrial type city, you might be able to find some really good metal. Now, I live near the Washington, D.C. area. That's kind of a high technology type area, and usually what happens is that you will not find too much, although my local scrapyard in the town of Rockville, Maryland, at one point did have a lot of good stuff, and this is basically part of what I have been able to find there. Unfortunately for all of us, the owner of the scrapyard was there one afternoon, and it was Saturday, and we were all there happily scrounging through all of the various bins and piles of scrap. And there was a man with his kids, and the kids were running around like little wild monkeys, climbing over everything and just really creating a really dangerous environment. And he just blew his top and banned all of us from that point on. So basically at this moment I really don't know whether we can continue to go back, whether he changed his mind, whether the place changed ownership or whatever, but I haven't really been back in years. But anyway, I just want to let you know that you can find stuff like this in these types of scrapyards. You will find a variety of items. So this is kind of weird. This is like a little faceplate type thing that obviously what happened was it was probably a mistake. In other words, something that just didn't quite come up to specs. And I'm telling you, there was a bin probably 4 by 4 by 4 feet in dimensions filled with these in all sorts of sizes, and I just grabbed a handful of them. I mean, this will cost you about $2 a pound if you're getting aluminum and brass, maybe a little higher now because it's been years. And steel is usually 10 cents a pound at that time. I'm talking a good 5 years ago. And stainless runs about, stainless and titanium will run you a good $2, $2.50 probably a pound. So it's a little bit expensive, but it's better than having to buy, a 12-foot bar of something. And you're not in the business of machining, you're just a hobbyist, so you really don't need huge pieces like that. But I'll give you a little look-see at what you can, get. Here is some 32nd thick brass sheet, and I have about 30 of these little strips. They're about 2 inches wide and about 14 inches long. Speaking of brass hexagonal stock, again, you can see that this is just a cutoff. This is the end of the bar, and the chuck just really cannot, you could not extend that anymore to create yet another part. So this is discarded. Same thing with this. This is again a piece of bar stock, CNC machine more than likely. Here we have steel, steel, and more steel. And these two steel bars, and I have many different diameters. I have from 1/8 inch all the way to 2-inch diameter pieces of bar stock of steel. This is brass or bronze. It looks a little bit more like a bronze type alloy. So again, another little, I have tons of these, just cans and cans full, coffee cans full of this stuff. Aluminum, I don't know what kind that is. It's hard to read. Of course, we always like the 6061. I think it's called. Anyway, here is kind of an odd piece. This is actually probably milled. A mill just cut this out of a big piece of sheet metal, sheet aluminum. This was a 5-inch diameter bar stock, and this literally was parted off. Can you imagine? Over 1/8 of an inch. I think this is about 3/16 of an inch thick. Just beautiful stuff. And aluminum rings. I mean, what the heck am I going to use this for? But I just had to have it. Now, the one thing that we do to determine whether you're getting regular steel as opposed to stainless, you just grab yourself a magnet. You always have a magnet with you. This is neodymium magnet. Very strong. You gotta make sure you don't get your fingers between it. Now, this is stainless, so it's not magnetic. This one is stainless, again non-magnetic. Stainless and magnetic. So this will be your 10 cents a pound back in those days, and this other material will run you $2 a pound, along with aluminum, brass, bronze. I know I was paying about that price. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you. This is the best places to go, of course, especially for us hobbyists that do not use a lot of metal. So wherever you live, just look for a place like that, some kind of scrap yard, and you should be able to find stuff like this as well. Or you can befriend a local manufacturing company, someplace like that, and become their friends, and they'll save stuff for you. Believe. Okay, so if you like this, please like it, please share, please subscribe. Until the next time, happy machining, and bye-bye.